Hello, I am Endlessness and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and in this video I'd like to give you a guide for high score Behemoth Steward battle in the current ranking event. For Behemoth, I am most certainly not the right person to make a proper high score guide, because ideally you want to have physical earth DPS here, and I have magic team only because Sephiroth is my best and only earth option, but ideally you want to have Earth Tifa with her happy anniversary Odin gear, and then with either Angeal to debuff earth resistance or Lucia with her newest banner gear. So I guess you could consider it a rather poor guide for Sephiroth and Vincent Sims with Magic Earth setup, but that's all I have, and I just don't have any other or better options, and I can only try to come up with what I have and try to make it work. I am also doing this battle at stage level 198, and I have lowered HP by 1 tier, then nullified magic attack debuff and got command gauge fill rate reduced to 70%. And the way it works for me is I am doing everything I can to defeat Behemoth before that sigil phase ends to avoid getting hit by flare, and if it takes you longer I recommend lowering HP first or command gauge or just play around with different battle effects so that you can kill Behemoth before flare, otherwise you'll take a high amount of damage and your score will be reduced by a lot. So I have Vincent, Sephiroth and Aerith with this very unconventional team, and Sephiroth is my main DPS, but I know Vincent is a very popular character and most people pulled on his Earth banner, so if you have his Arcanum outfit and the weapon is much higher overboosted, he could be your main DPS instead, but I only have for him what the game randomly gave me, and I use him rather to tackle the boss and boost Sephiroth's stats and damage. And I also have most overspeed nodes unlocked on Sephiroth, same with Aerith, and Vincent has nothing, not a single node beside that default level 1 overspeed, just unlock it. But if you main Vincent with unlocked nodes and much better weapons, he will be heading much stronger of course. I just have him mainly to boost Sephiroth here. Aerith has Rebirth outfit for extra AEB at the beginning of the battle, any limit break or summon, Crimson Stuff to buff magic attack, Mithril Rod to buff defenses, and Mithril Rod mainly for the opening because it has very fast cast time, ultimate, 3 stat sticks with physical defense, and then in sub-equipment slots a weapon with magic attack for allies and 2 guild weapons with physical defense for allies. Vincent has Gear Voucher outfit with any limit break or summon, White Dog for DPS, Kogel Blitz to buff earth potency, ultimate weapon and 3 offensive stat sticks, and then in sub-equipment slots Odin Sword with attack for allies, another weapon with magic attack for allies, and guild weapon with physical defense for allies. So Vincent's gear is mainly to boost Sephiroth, but if he would be hitting harder I would have just spec'd him for DPS here. Sephiroth has Odin outfit with Titan, Bramble Spine for DPS, Odin for exploit weakness, ultimate, 3 offensive stat sticks with magic attack and earth potency, and in sub-equipment slots Sword of GS and Protector's Blade with magic ability potency and Razor Ring with earth potency. And if Vincent was my main DPS, those weapons would be on him. But both Aerith and Vincent are having multiple weapons to boost Sephiroth's magic attack, and I also have most overspeed nodes unlocked on him, so he is my best DPS option on my account. Alright, at the beginning of the battle, Mithril Rods, and that's why I have extra AEB, but also Odin Blade immediately, and with Vincent I'm going to cast Kogel Blitz, but you can wait with that, but also Crimson Stuff to buff magic attack, and now with Sephiroth you can, and with Vincent you can start doing DPS, but also I want to buff Genji here. And one more cast of Mithril Rods, and that's why the Rebirth outfit, because it allows for that. And also I don't want to switch to defense because we have to wait a long time for that max stance. But here it's just about doing DPS here. And of course you could nullify that command gauge debuff and just, you would have it ready by now. But here it's just about doing enough DPS while waiting for that command gauge to fill up. But also I have it timed, so here I'm just going to debuff that Mama Belor. But also keep just doing DPS on Behemoth. And now I have to recast Odin, but also I have Vincent's ultimate weapon, so I get that 40% or 30% extra damage on one attack here. But one more, yeah, let's hope it's enough. Yeah, perfect. It's just about doing enough damage to Behemoth. And with Vincent, even though he doesn't really do much, he just tickles, but his ultimate weapon, I initially complained about getting it, but now at least it's useful, even though Vincent doesn't do much, but the weapon ability on Sephiroth is useful for me, so that's nice to have, I guess. But it's just, this battle is, as I said, this guide isn't a proper guide, but it just what I came up with that works best for me, and it's kind of just brute forcing and just killing Behemoth before that flare, but it's just about having enough DPS. So if you would lower the HP or nullify that debuff on command gauge, you could do exactly the same, because you would have either less HP on Behemoth or your command gauge would be maxed much sooner, so you would be hitting much harder. But yeah, sorry, this is the best I have for this, so I hope maybe someone found it helpful, and technically you could even do it on a physical team, because Vincent, if you have his ultimate, then 40% stronger one hit, it actually can make a big difference. But yeah, that would be all. So I hope anyone found this guide helpful, and thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next one.